Welcome to Reunite with Self Podcast. I'm your host, Rukan. Here, we will be discovering and unraveling what is truly holding you back. We will put the puzzle together and give you clarity on how and what you can do to create massive shift in your life so you start creating the life you always envisioned for yourself. There is no more waiting. Whether it is liberating from dysfunctional family patterns or parenting tools and tips that actually make the difference, we will be diving into the truth and core of things that are simple and which yet no one talks about. I will be sharing with you all the things that would have changed my life massively if I heard any one of these episodes. A new world is awakening, and true bliss, harmony, and peace is possible on this earth. And my mission is to bring you closer to that, one step at a time. In this safe space, I will hold your hand and give you courage and certainty that you can shift anything and everything in your life. It is time we break the pattern. Whether you want to be the parent you never had or make a shift in your life so you don't play small any longer, you will find the support and guidance in this space. My intention is for you to find answers within yourself while you listen to this podcast, so you feel the bliss of reuniting with your true essence, with self, with so much love and compassion and courage. From my heart to yours, let's keep it rockin'. My gorgeous listener, welcome to another episode on Reunite with Self. Welcome if it's your first time listening to this episode. Welcome. This is your host, Rukan. I'm so grateful that you are here. We talk about everything in this podcast that will support you, truly support you to self-actualize, especially if you had any narcissistic tendency in your family, the family you come from, you were raised in, and your relative circle and all of that. If you had any narcissistic behavior, tendency in your family, maybe you're not even conscious of it yet, but you just have quote unquote like difficult or challenging relationships, this is the podcast for you, for all the highly sensitive, compassionate, and empathic souls. And my intention is just like, I always like visualize it like me touching you, not touching you, me like, how do I put this? Me just, with my wand or whatever, like, but it's usually with my hand that I just tap you on the back and with like, not even tapping, like slightly tapping, and then you realize your own potential. The light within you starts shining bright and you start showing up fully for your life and you start being seen and heard for your true authenticity. And then you can start self-actualizing, and only after that you can not only live a fulfilling life, but also bring your medicine to this world. And that is my deepest intention with this podcast. And that's why this is where we talk about everything and anything that has stopped you so far and look at them with true honesty, compassion for ourselves, creating true clarity and doing it with courage. And I'm here to hold your hand and show you that you are not alone on this journey. And no matter what you have been through, maybe in a pattern in your family, is something that you are not alone in. There is, I believe, millions and millions and millions, if not billions, of like people going through narcissistic tendency in their families. And what I have realized truly is that whatever is stopping you today, like whatever challenges you have in your life today, they really truly come from family. And we have to start looking at things with true honesty and looking at things from the point of view of when you were going through them, meaning your situation. Doesn't matter what your age is. Your age And then it comes to like looking at stuff from your child view, like whatever age you were at, looking from that view, not from your adult view, not to minimize anything, and like truly see what has been holding you back, what has been happening, and what you are doing today that seems to you maybe like love, but it's actually where there is lack of love, and what you can do today to create healthy boundaries, be in your true energy, and start creating from that space. Because when you are truly in your own energy and when you start healing your nervous system, like when you start healing your trauma, you start healing your nervous system. And it comes to you heal your emotional body, your psychic body, like it comes to that. And then life starts bringing you miracles, like true miracles. Like you see the grace in things that happen or that come your way. You see the true grace in them because you have been devoted to your journey. So today I want to talk to you about it only gets darker before it gets super bright. And I believe I will learn about this throughout my whole journey in life. But it's a nice reminder. I was thinking of what topic to talk about today on the episode, and I wanted to talk about this because, you know, this topic, this discussion would really inspire me and remind me of my truth if I am going through any struggles, if it starts feeling like it's getting really challenging. Am I going to see the light? Is it going to get any better? Or, you know, sometimes and I just had this experience, sometimes things seem to be really not going your way, or you start feeling resistance. Like, you know, sometimes life gets more challenging at sometimes than others. And in those times when you think that, I wasn't even thinking that like there is no way for me, but I was just going through just, I guess, negative thinking, disempowering beliefs, not about myself, but where I was at with my life and where things were going and how I was feeling. And I guess it was like unexpected. And in those moments, it's very important to keep going. Just keep going and keep going in a way that is aligned with you, no matter how you are feeling. Like, not, you know, I'm not never about like minimizing your emotions or anything. Like, feeling them, you feel them to heal them for sure. Nothing like, you know, toxic like gratitude or toxic positivity, nothing like that. If you've been listening to this podcast, you would know. But what I mean is that not giving up, and not, like, this is very important, not going back to old patterns that actually kept you where you had been for so long, or where what prevented you from what could have been right now in your life. I think this is very important. And it usually comes from the old patterns that comes from your family, not from your family, like not what others do, what you have been doing, what you have been accommodating, and the way you think about things. So I want to touch on this. As you can imagine, I had a lot of like different challenges in my family life, and I still do. I'm still learning. I'm still a student. I'm always a student. I will always be a student. And, but what I came to realize is, and this is like layers and layers of understanding. So the reason that I created this podcast is because like nobody talks about this stuff with clarity. and if there is any narcissism in family, like what to do about it, how to see it clearly, how not to minimize it, how not to find excuses for it and just like fall into the trap again and not self-actualize and all the things. I want to make this clear. So let me think about how I want to put this. I had this experience recently that I was like, my body was telling me that something was wrong in a dynamic. Like my body was clearly telling me, like clearly. And the voices I was hearing around myself from a few people I was not resonating with it. I was not feeling seen. I was feeling even more angry about the situation. I was feeling more alone in the situation. And my body was telling me, no, like there is really something effed up about the situation, like what this person is doing to you. Like it's not reasonable. It's not something that you would ever do to them. And thinking of like the past as well, the history of what this person was doing, like had been doing, and in the situation that I was in and all the things. And I had a clarity moment again. And I, these moments when you have clarity about any relationship in your life, any dynamic in your life, if there is any narcissistic behavior or whatever you want to call it, you usually have clarity alone. You have it yourself. It doesn't mean that there won't be people who will understand you in your circle. I don't mean that. They will understand you even better when you have the clarity. But there will be people who will try to prevent you from, consciously, subconsciously, I don't care. But their first reaction will be sort of asking you to accommodate. And this all comes from fear. And I can talk about this on another episode, and that's why I wanted to talk about, like, it only gets darker before it gets super, super bright. Because I believe all the challenging dynamics in family are like magic doors to our magical life. Like, I know this. And it actually doesn't work in the way that society or your family or whatever, like the voice has been telling you, like the crappy voice has been telling you. That is actually not the way. That is not actually the way to really have a deeper connection with people, deeper bond with that person or anyone else. It's if your body is telling you that there is something wrong, and like it gets louder and louder, and I don't want it to turn it into a disease for anyone, that it's like it's getting louder and like your body is telling you from the beginning. But it's super challenging because your, like, the circle around you, the family, the relatives, the like society, whatever, or the friends, they might ask you to accommodate in a way that does not seem like accommodating. It seems as if like not to lose that person from your life or not to lose that relationship, or like all coming from fear. Their motivation is always coming from fear if they're asking you to accommodate anything. I don't want to lose my thoughts here. I have like a lot of things to say about this. And you find the clarity yourself. You might find the clarity by being inspired by like some people who has healthy attachment styles, or listening to a podcast like this, or listening to a speaker, or like most importantly listening to your own intuition, your own, like, inside, your inner child, like the voice inside of you. But you do it alone most of the time. And I think it's super powerful because you do it alone. Like, it's your choice. It's something that you realize yourself, and it only works if it comes from you, if it's something that you have figured out, no matter like how long it took. it becomes super powerful when it is your choice and when you find that clarity yourself. And then the ones that are healthy around you will start approving your clarity, decision, like healthy boundary you have come up with now, or just anything. But what's really like, I have so much to talk about this, and I will do different episodes on this in the future for sure as well. But what is really interesting is that, I also had another experience this past weekend where I was like, I felt safe. I knew that I was not like, I want to say this. I was in a circle. I was having a conversation, and the people around me had no tolerance for what had happened to me, like in a story that I was telling them, that they had no tolerance for it, that I knew I was in a safe space. I think that we know that we are in a safe place whether it's like friends or, I don't know, like any people that you may know, if you're having a conversation with them and you're talking about like any part of your story, whether it's big or small, by seeing them, like, it's so interesting to me. And I'm having this experience like more and more in the last, especially 2 years. When the people around you do not tolerate the crap you've been through, like what others might have done, you're in a safe place. Like, you are in a safe place. And what the others don't understand is that because you feel safe, you find your solutions. Like, I don't need your solutions. I just want to be seen and understood. And if my body is telling me that what I have been through or what this person is doing repeatedly is like crap, I just need you to tell me that, yes, like, this is not okay. Then I know I'm in a safe place. And I will do another episode on this for sure, like series of episodes for sure. But yeah, just like in general, when we think about not just like this one thing, but anything that is happening in your life and you feel like, like you're really pushing yourself, but it's comes to a point that you feel like maybe you question some things, maybe you feel weak, you feel powerless, or you feel, I don't know, maybe somewhat helpless or something, that you want to go back to any old pattern, or it just gets tough. Like, it's really, like, emotionally, it gets really tough. I want you to know this. I think those are the miracle moments. Like, universe is testing you. If it's just going to get brighter, life is going to get, I want to say faster, but like fast in a way that you receive more, but it's just a test. If you stay on track and keep being in your dedicated journey, doing all the things that you need to do, like what you do when you wake up, how you spend your day, how much dedication you have for your work, for your mission, for your family, for your loved ones, for your relationship, and the most importantly, for like your relationship with yourself, like what you do dedicatedly every single day, every week, no matter how tough it gets. You just stay committed. You do all the things that will, of course, lift you up and will fill your cup. And you just stay dedicated. You don't go back to not doing. You don't go back to old patterns. You don't waste your time. You don't you just don't stay there. The feeling comes, but you don't just sit there, like sit with the emotion for sure, but keep on going, feeling your emotions, and just keep doing the things that you know will move the needle, will it's just a knowing inside that you are creating your incredible life. It's just a knowing inside, although things might seem not like your incredible life in that moment, but you just know it's around the corner. I hope you will hear that. I know you will hear that knowing inside of you, even if it's like a whisper. It's not going to be loud like the ego's voice. It's going to be a whisper. And when you stay committed, my friend, then lives start getting more miraculous than I think you can ever imagine. And I just hope that this episode finds whoever empathic, compassionate souls that might be going through a challenge, a hiccup, just like a darker time or a challenging day or moment. I hope it finds you. And just remember that if you stay committed, no matter how difficult it feels, no matter how challenging it feels, if you don't go back to your old patterns and instead even do more than before and be more. But always do things that will fill your cup in the meantime. Like get the support you need. For sure. Like get the support. Even listening to a podcast like this is a reminder. Like do all the things that fill your cup, but just be more and do more than before. Than before it was this challenging. And then, my friend, life starts becoming miraculous. And then you feel the grace. And then you feel the grace of God. You feel the grace of the universe. You feel the grace of life itself. Life always goes after life. Life always finds a way. It's how life moves. Life always, like that light, that life, when you look at nature and how some animals like move, life always finds a way. How the plants move, it's not like the path is not linear in nature. And that's the beauty of it. And I will leave you just this one thing that I realized again in the last 1 week. Like I was having a moment when I think I was driving. I always have my moments when I'm driving. And I realized that I think life is about the life that we know, like this 3D human experience. And why our souls come to this place for this 3D world experience with lots of pain, a lot of challenges and things that people do to you. You're like, why would they do that? Like, why would someone do this? Like all this pain and challenge going on in people's lives, in your life. I think life is about alchemizing the pain into something that is just expensive and joyous. It's the moment, I was talking about this on my other podcast in Turkish. I think it's the joy that you feel after that dark time, because you kept on going and you felt your emotions. You were conscious and aware of them, and you were aware of where they were coming from, and you work with them, you work through them. And now you're making different decisions in your life. You're taking different actions. And because you stayed in your track, in your journey, that pain starts to become like your power. It starts alchemizing and transforming. And then the joy, the the bright day you have, the success you have, the relationship that you have, the healthy attachment that you have with new people or older people in your life, those are the moments that you feel the true grace. Because I think that joy after that pain is even more expansive because you work through the pain. Like those moments of grace, of something miraculous happening for you, it may seem small or big, doesn't matter, because I think like it's something small can be huge, something big can be, the same. Like it's not that, because I think having like gratitude for all those moments creates the bigger moments. But just seeing the miracles coming your way and being open to it and being grateful about them, like seeing them and that having that perspective always. And then having that joyous moment of that deep connection of being seen and heard and understood, or you seeing someone in their truth. Those moments are the celebration of life. Like that is, I think, why we are here. To turn that, like that pain is not there for no reason. It is there for a huge reason, and not to cause you pain, not just to cause you pain. It is for you have a choice there. Are you going to alchemize it and make it your superpower, your strength? And when you alchemize it, that moment itself is life. Like I believe, not even the life that you get afterwards. When you get the life afterwards, I think you're going to look back and you're going to think the most miraculous times in your life were the ones that when it was really dark, when it was not even dark. I mean like really challenging with a lot of uncertainty. You had a vision and you went after it, and you are not seeing all the 3D results yet, but you know you are in your path, maybe for the first time. And then you just kept on going, even though you felt alone. There was a lot of challenge. There was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of emotional challenge. I think when you start getting your incredible life, what will make you cry with joy will be looking at those moments and you being able to use those moments to alchemize them into something really powerful. And those moments are the moments that you feel the true unity, like we're all one with everything, that there is no separation. You don't even want to use the word separation. Like everything is one, all is well, every moment. We're all one with everything, living and unliving, and all is well. Always. That moment is life itself. That's why the reason that you go through everything. So it's so worth it. So worth it. And then they become things that you're grateful for, actually, your pain and your struggle and the challenges that, you came to this life with, or that were given to you. That is grace of God. That is the grace of the universe. Whatever you believe in, like everything is like, whatever you believe in is the truth for you. So it only gets darker before it gets super bright. So if you go through any challenging moments, just remember this. Just keep on going in your journey. Do more, be more, do things that fill your cup, take care of yourself, feel your emotions, never minimize them. They're great signals for you that you're actually on the right path for the first time. And maybe you're feeling and seeing things that you avoided and you put under the rug or you accommodated for so long, but right now you're seeing them with clarity. Maybe you feel alone, but right after that moment, you feel the unity, you feel the grace of God, you feel the miracles, you see the doors opening for you, and then you start receiving. I love you so much. I'll see you on the next episode. I hope you found something that was like good for your heart. I love you so much. I'll see you next week. My gorgeous listener, if you had any takeaways from this episode or from this podcast in general, I would love to know. Please share this episode with a few loved ones right now. You never know how they can benefit from something so small. And please take a screenshot of this episode and share on IG, tagging me at Khewella. That is Khewella. Khewella. That is my goddess wear brand, my Instagram page. I would love to know what your takeaway was, or something you found inspirational, or a confirmation you believe in as well. That would make my day. And you can always DM me if you have a topic or a certain question in mind that you want me to talk about. And give me a 5-star rating if you feel like it. That would help this podcast immensely to get the word out. I love you. See you on the next one. I want to see you shine your brightest.